Okay, so we are going to talk about value and value scales. Um, so I'm going to show you how to do a value scale, and then you've kind of read why value is important, but once you learn how to do a value scale, it's going to help you tremendously when you're drawing realistically. So to start, you're just going to do a rectangle. You can use a ruler or you can just freehand it. It does not have to be perfect. I'm going to turn my paper this way actually, and I'm going to do it at the top of my paper because I'm going to use it for I'm going to use something else for the bottom. Okay, so I'm drawing a rectangle about that size. Just don't make it teeny tiny. And then I'm going to put in 6 lines down, connecting top to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is going to be my value scale. All right, all I need to do is get a range of tones, starting with the lightest. So if you're thinking about it as light reflecting on something, that would be the lightest area. And then where the shadow is, or the darkest area, would be down here. So I always start with the darkest. You can start with your light. And I use the side of my lead, and I try to make it as dark as I can. So I push down hard, and I'm getting my lines as close as I can together to create a dark, dark value. Alright, now I know my camera is not the best for seeing all of these, so I'll try to make it, do my best. Alright, so I'm pushing down hard and making it as dark as I can. Take your time, actually fill it in, try to stay in the lines. So now my next one is going to be a little bit lighter than this. But still dark. I'm just going to go back over this way. Alright, so it's still dark, but not as dark. And it kind of blends gradually, it just doesn't jump. Alright, yes, you can see that, okay? I'm going to go lighter again. So these are all the little values from the light to the dark that help make your drawing look more 3D. Okay, and as I get lighter, I want to use a tool to help me. Makes it a lot easier. I have something called a blending stump. And if you don't have a blending stump, don't worry, because your finger works just as well, or tissue or Kleenex. So I'm just going to take that and kind of blend it, just like that. This is the tissue. This is what the blending stump looks like. It's just a rolled up tight piece of paper. There's no lead in this. There's no ink or anything that comes out. It's just whatever you pick up. It's just like your finger. So instead of getting on your finger, you use it on this. So you just pick up from here. So like I will definitely want to use it for my second one and possibly my third one, but I can show you right here how it. So I'm just using that now. Can take some more from here and blend it. And I'm going to show you without the stick. I'm just going to kind of blend that a little bit better. All right, now if I didn't have the blending stump, then I could use this. This is the tissue. So if you get it too dark, just take your eraser. Of course, I don't have a good eraser right here, but this will work. Whatever you have. And I can just lighten it. Just make sure you lighten it all the same. Okay, and then my last one, I'm going to barely press, I'll use my Kleenex again because I know a lot of you probably have those. I'm just going to barely press down, just like that. I called it my last one because this one we leave white because this is the brightest one. So I'm going to see there, you can see it better. That's what I was talking about, my lighting's not the best. So this is the value scale, and we're going to apply it on some forms. So I'm going to do that down here. So the first form is the easiest. It's a shape is a circle, and then when it's a form, it's called a sphere. So I'm just going to draw a circle. If you want to trace something, you can trace something. And now I'm going to apply my value. So I'm going to pretend that my light is coming from here. So the brightest area is going to be right here, and the darkest area is going to be on this side. So I'm going to start with the darkest area, and I'm going to add that in the direction that the line is. So that's going to help it look more 3D as well. Okay, so I'm pressing down hard. I'm creating this value right here. Now my next value is this one. If you can see it, they're very close, but you can see a difference there. Okay, so now I'm creating my next one. So I'm not going to push down as hard. Going a little lighter. Going to create the next one, even lighter. My lines are farther apart. Filling it in. I'm not pushing down hard with my hand at all for these. And I'm still kind of doing, it's kind of like a moon shape, like a crescent moon. Alright, now I want to use my blending stump to blend it out, or your Kleenex, or your finger. So if you want to use your finger, you just go like that as well. But it kind of gets dirty, but if you don't mind that, then use your finger. But I'm going to use my blending stump because I have it and it works easier for me. So now I'm getting in these right here. I'm just going back and trying to blend it so that it gradually gets lighter to dark and doesn't just all of a sudden. You can kind of see that better. It's really hard on the video to see. I wish you could see it in person. This little line got out. So that's how you apply. Can you see it? That's how you apply the value scale to a form. So that's my sphere. And then I'm going to do a cone over here, which is basically a triangle turned into a 3D form. So I'm acting like I'm drawing a triangle. And then instead of going straight across, I'm just going to curve it. And there I have a form instead of just a triangle. So this curved line is important because it would actually be like this, but all you're seeing is the front. Doing the same thing, I'm going to try to go a little quicker so that you have time to work on this and you don't have to spend all day watching me. Start dark, going in the direction that the line is. I've got my first value, the darkest one. And I'm going to move all the way over across here to white, which is going to be this side. Now, I have been doing this for a long time, so yours probably, it could, but it might not look exactly like mine, and I don't expect that. All I expect for you to do is to try your best. I think the hardest part is getting the gradual blend. But if you try, you might surprise yourself. I'll use the Kleenex this time so you can see. I kind of fold it up so that you can get a better grip on it. It doesn't smudge everything all out. And then, so I'm pushing down harder here, not very hard, but a little bit pressure. And then I the less that I want, like these, I lightly touch my paper. I'm barely touching it. And then remember, if you want it a little bit lighter, you can take that eraser and kind of lighten it up. And then I also like try to clean up the edges because with the Kleenex or tissue, it kind of gets smudged. And so then I have I'm trying to do that so you can see it better. Yeah, I guess a little bit better you can see. Have my cone. And then the last one will be a cylinder. Cylinders are pretty easy to draw too. You start with a squash circle or an oval, and then you do a line down, another line down, and then another squat, or just do a curve because you won't see that inside, but it would be another oval if you want to do it that way. I'm just going to do the curve. And I'm going to do the same direction. If you want to switch it up and have the light come up from over there, you can, but I'm going to keep it the same. So I'm going to start in the direction of the line, shade it in, and then what I do to make it look more curved or 3D is I start going in the direction that these lines are, down here. So I kind of come out like this. And I'm curving my lines, even though it doesn't look like it, I'm curving it like that. And then I'm going to blend it. Take my blending stump and blend it out. And sometimes if your blending stump gets too covered, or your tissue, you can get a new tissue, or I just can use, kind of wipe it off a little bit because it's too much. I don't want all that dark on there. I want it like this level. So again, you probably can't see and don't worry about it looking professional right away. This is just an experience and you trying it. I'm going to put a little value on top, about a medium. Maybe try to make it a little darker over there, because maybe the light's hitting straight on. So there you have your 3 forms and your value scale. So that is all you have to do, and when we go to our next lesson, you will know how to apply value to your realistic drawing. All right, good luck.